And we are live. Wednesday night with those guys, and Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
Welcome everyone, welcome to Wednesday night with those guys, and this is where we talk about everything in the drone world and promote the usage of drones. And if the weather is nice where you are, please let me know how the weather is where you are, and if you've been able to get out and fly your drone. How are you doing, Lawrence, on this wonderful Wednesday?
I'm good, man. I'm good. The
Excellent.
sun is shining today. There's no rain.
Birds is flying.
The sun is shining. It's for some reason just seems to rain on the weekends when everyone has something wants to do something. But the weather's nice. I'm happy. I'm happy. It's nice. I
Well,
got shorts on. I'm doing okay.
you got shorts on.
Yeah, we'll put on shorts today. Tomorrow I'm wearing shorts too. It's going to be like 90 tomorrow.
Look out.
What's up with you?
I'm doing my thing, trying to hang in there. You know, it's
Well, yeah, you
it's
usually
it's
say
been.
you usually
You know,
say
that's it's the same old thing for me. You know, I was just out, cutting the grass, make sure I can see the snakes when they slither around.
yeah. I feel you. I feel you.
Gotta keep the
Yeah,
grass cut.
in some states you have to do that.
Yeah, keep the grass cut.
But anyway, welcome to Wednesday night with those guys, everyone. Gary, how are you? What's up? There's a few people
Is
here
that
coming in
Gary?
early. Now, I'm just worried. Dominic, how are you, man? I'm a
What's good?
little worried because I haven't heard from KimFused yet, from Kim. So
Oh,
I gave her
okay.
the time to be here. I'm assuming I will see her. Some
Uh-huh.
kind of message. Oh, good evening from Mexico. What's up, man?
Uh-huh.
How are you? Jay Merce. He done retired, moved to Mexico, Herman. He got out the country before shit got bad. But no, he was just up here because he came up here to get his drone. He came up here to New York to get that Mavic 4.
What's going on, man? Yeah. Well, listen. There's a
Oh,
lot of people going a lot of different places.
what happened?
You know, there's a lot of people going to a lot of different places. I mean, and listen, I know if you're in this, and let's be honest, New York is not one of the best places to retire. If you got a
Yeah,
pension,
yeah.
you know,
It's New York could eat your
it's not.
pension up. Somewhere you could survive for like 15 years, it'll be going in 5 in New York. No?
Well, I mean, it's gone when you're gone, but
between congestion pricing, the shitty subways, the homelessness that's about to hit New York because
well,
people can't afford to
well,
live here.
if that's a major issue for you at that time, then that's always going to be an issue.
True, that's true.
What
You have a
happened?
valid point.
Got the I got the funny thing. No, but at that time in your life, it shouldn't. That transportation,
Yeah, Bob Casey says his
it should
grandson
be
and him have 3 birds ready to fly at golden hour. He
who?
asked if he could edit the
All
video.
right, all right,
His
all
grandson
right.
asked. He said, "Of course." So he's anxious to see what he comes up with. That'll be interesting.
Lawrence, I can wear my watch again, Lawrence.
What happened?
I can wear my watch again.
Oh, you can put your watch. Yeah, you got the bandage off the
Mm-hmm.
hand. Okay,
It looks.
that's what's up. Yeah, for
Ah.
those of you who didn't know, that's what a carpal tunnel operation looks like.
And then they had to go in to get the thumb.
That too. Damn.
Yeah,
You
that's why
all
it's swollen.
okay? Okay. All right. Well, you got the bandages off, so that's a good thing. You can wear watches again.
You know what's crazy?
What's
Yeah,
that?
I always say to myself, I never got hurt playing football, right?
Yeah.
And I always thank God for that. I never got hurt playing football. Nothing major. Everybody sprains a tweak here, fingernail broken, and skin off, and so that's. I'm talking about a major injury. That I had to have a surgery or something was broken or whatever. Never. And but I see the residuals from it.
Yeah.
That and the kind of work that I did. Whoa. It breaks you down a little bit.
It's finally starting
Yeah.
to break down and kick in all
Yeah.
those things that you heard, right?
Yeah, and I mean, and I was in the gym for years, and just like that heavy weight in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool, fine, because you can do it, and you're doing it with no problem. You're just continuously doing it and doing it and doing it, but you don't realize after a while, it's gonna be a problem there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
You know,
Bob Casey's. I'm thinking after living in a city 95% of my life, I'm thinking if I ever did come into some money or have the opportunity, I would definitely leave New York City. I would be close, but I'd be
I,
outside. Be careful, Lawrence. Soon
where'd you
Herman
move?
will say after a few more surgeries, Lawrence, I'm your father. Barkley's got
Here, we-
jokes.
here, we-
Dark, Dark Phantom.
here,
Dark Phantom. Dark Phantom.
this dude got issues, bro.
Darth Phantom, right? There's
You know that, right?
Barkley. That's a good one.
You know that, right? This guy's
Genesee,
got.
how are you? Haven't seen you in a while. Louisiana Helicam, what's up?
Oh
Well,
man,
you
nah,
know what
nah.
time it is, right?
Yeah, it's about that time for the roll
Yeah,
call.
yeah, yeah. It's that time to do a roll call, and
Because you know what?
uh,
Roll calls seem to be getting popular around these parts.
yeah, I noticed. I noticed a few other people are doing their version of roll calls also, which is
All right.
which is
Roll call it
good.
up. Let's
Yeah,
roll call it up.
imitation is the best flattery.
Roll
Sometimes,
call it up.
you know.
Let's go.
While
Get it.
while I was a civvy, okay.
Who's in the
All good,
house?
busy with the house. Nothing wrong with being busy with the house. I'm trying to work my way
What?
to into a house to be busy
What?
with. Let's say,
Uh-oh.
but let's get on and do
Look
this
out.
this roll call real quick, while the chat is moving
Okay.
slowly and I can keep up with it. Okay, let's give a big shout out to aka Frank Rizzo, Jody Drone Shots. How you doing, Jody? What's up with you, man? Uh, hello. What happened? Okay, there we go. Jody gets blown up a second time. What's up, Jody? Drone Shots. Shout out to Bob Casey going out with his grandsons later on. Bill, coast to coast. Hit him up. You know he has a great live stream. Check him out later on. John Olson out representing Long Island. Shout out to the Long Island folks out there in Long Island, New York. Genesee says, good to see you. Long time no see. She is busy with the house. Glad to see
Who's there?
things are all well. Louisiana Helicam, how are you? Those guys comes in to support us a lot. Barkley, 107 Drones, hanging out with Genesee, I assume. Great gentleman, tall. Bob, did I say Bob Casey already? Okay, Warren, Akawash,
We got another one.
Yes, he got another one anyway. Take off, lift and land from the Bronx. I'm guessing he's on his way home or listening to us on his way home. Let's see. Who else is up here? Steve, SJM Drones from across the pond. Shout out to him. We listened from all the way across the pond. They got some good weather coming to you guys. Bull Rider, listening to us from Mexico. That's Jay Merce. Used to be New York, New York, um, New York. How would I say? Civilian, a New York resident. I got tongue tied there. And let's go. I think one more. Northside Hawk, Dominic over the border. I know it's morning over there already. And I think we're at, wait a minute, Brian, Waypoint, New England. is also listed. I believe that's it. I'm going all the way down to the bottom. Gary Brandt Aerials. We can't forget our Canadian friend. You know, shout out to Gary because he tries to get us to 30 likes every stream, and we appreciate that ever so much. Welcome to
Thank
Wednesday
you.
night with those guys. That's it. I'm done.
Woo-wee.
I don't need oxygen, but sometimes it's long, sometimes it's short. You know, welcome anyway, and for welcome to you lurkers out there too, because we always have a few lurkers listening in the cut. We appreciate you guys too,
What? You got lurkers sitting in the cut?
huh?
You got lurkers sitting in the cut.
Yeah, that's okay. We don't mind. But welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. Show number 301. You should go check out the 300th episode if you didn't, or you didn't get a chance to yet. Well, we had Ken
Mm-hmm.
Dono, we had Vic Moss, Brian LaTourette on, and
Yeah.
Angie came on at the end of the stream to hang out with us for a little bit.
I had sent Gary a link, but I didn't see it. Anyway, but let's talk a little bit. We got a couple of things happening coming up. One of the things that I wanted to mention that is coming
Dan the
up
man, I fixed it. What did you want
happens to
to
be
mention?
the Northeast U.S. Drone Meetup. This is happening September 5th through the 7th in Rhode Island. They're going to have a meet and greet at Snookers on the first day.
Okay.
If you check out the description below, there is a link to their site. There is also a link for the hotel that is at the Hampton Inn. What is it? If you're going to do the whole weekend, right? They say it's what buck 20, 29.
Okay. Okay. That's what's up. Oh, I need to take it off. Oh, it's off screen. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that it was off screen.
So yeah, so if anyone's interested, please feel free to check out the link down in the description. At any time, copy it down. You can get the hotel and the link to their page there where you can go in and find out all the information. There's an itinerary with them that
Right.
you can.
Josh Primack. He's usually you can ask him any questions about it. Helping organize, I
All
believe.
the information is in here too. For the hotel, everything is on it. Everything is here for you. If you go in there and
On the
go to
on
their
the
site, get
on the
the
Facebook page, right?
yeah. I mean, I got this from them, but it's the way it comes is it's in a PDF file, so you can't. So it's kind of hard to share that on the. But you got it. You can get it from the link down in the description. You can go to their group and get all the information that you need. It's going to be. Listen, I've been to Rhode Island, and believe me, they're going to have a few places for you to go and fly. And
Yes.
I myself, if I can make it, I will be there because Rhode Island is a nice place to fly. It's very scenic.
Yeah.
If you're
Even
that kind of
yeah,
guy,
yeah. It's
you
either
got the
day or
iPhone
night.
thing.
Day or
Yeah,
night, right?
yeah. I mean, any place is good at night when if you got a city area. But um, as far as the scene, I spoke about it before. Over there by that old fort off that cliff, there's a nice
Fort
place there
Weatherville.
you can go and
Weatherville.
yeah. Yeah, whatever his name is. Yeah. I mean, that FPV or whatever camera drone, it was a nice spot to fly. I mean, and if you're really good in FPV, you really have fun there. I'm just saying.
All right. Okay, Dan. Yeah, it was that poser.
What happened?
I told Dan I saw a video he posted earlier. He says he don't know what I'm talking about. So I was like, oh, okay, it
Oh,
was that poser.
oh, okay. It's the other guy.
Yeah, that other guy. You know, that people talk about when they ain't there, you know, behind his back and shit. You know,
Oh,
that
that's
other
what it
guy.
is.
Yeah.
You ain't right. You ain't
Anyway,
right.
welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. Herman, did you
You know
try to fly since surgery? Um,
what happened?
you just got the
I
bed
just got the bandage off.
yesterday,
What?
right?
Yeah.
Yesterday, yeah. I was about to
I
say,
took it
yeah.
off yesterday. And I've been peeling
Jonathan
skin.
Jackson, how are you?
Hey, Jonathan Jackson, what's good, man? See, now you hear the echo I'm talking about?
I don't hear an echo on my end. You might have
That's weird.
something too
So,
loud on your end because I actually had to turn the TV up a little so I could hear. I
yeah,
don't hear
okay.
it. Is it an echo or is it a reverb?
They wouldn't hear it if your channel wasn't on.
Oh, I don't know. Smash Burger sounds good.
Who?
I've
What?
yet to go to a smash burger, guys.
Never had a smash burger
Never
anywhere?
had a smash burger because every time I go, I'm traveling and I don't want to
Not
carry it
just
home. But the place
Farm
doesn't
Center.
look clean enough for me to eat it there.
No, but Farm Center. Not just their burger, but a smash burger.
No,
Period.
I've had a smash burger. Yes, I have different
Oh,
variations, but I've never had a smash burger from them in the restaurant.
oh, okay. I mean,
Yeah,
they're all right. I mean, listen, I'm a true believer that
you told
all
me
the
you
hole
walk
in the
out of there about $25, $30 deep with just a burger and fries and still be hungry.
no, no. Well, no. Well, if you go in there and buy a burger, fries, and a drink, you getting burger, lettuce, and tomato and all of that on the burger,
Yeah,
and cheese,
yeah.
and or don't get a double burger because you paying $25. Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
pay.
Okay, I got you. I
Yeah.
got you.
Now that's why I say, you see, no, but
Gary says
anyway,
no echo there on their end. Dan says, "What's
right?
wrong with me? I don't know, man. We have smash burgers here. Coming from Herman's house, there's a smash burger, but the problem is I take mass transit. I could get the smash burger and take it home, and it won't taste the same as it does fresh off the grill.
Just
But the
eat the
place
shit
is a
like
little unsavory to be eaten inside.
what's wrong with the place?
On
It's brand
Nostrand
new.
Avenue in Fulton,
It's brand new.
it's brand
All
new,
right, so
man.
what, they wipe the tables down. What? Yeah.
The Uber drivers be standing online looking at the other Uber drivers. Come on, man. It's a little rugged over there. I'm just saying. They do
You're
have
not a
others around the city, so that's actually not an excuse.
you're
Hey,
not an
Tim
Uber driver.
Jackson, good morning to you. How are you? And what's
Well,
going on, man? We haven't seen him in a while. Tim Jackson.
well, you can't. Hey, what's up? I was talking to him what last night, this morning, whatever time of the day it was. I can't
Oh,
remember.
it's morning now for them.
No, we've been talking because I saw he had left a comment, and I hit him up on a message, and we do a little chit chat. I meant to answer him back on the last message that he gave, but I was running around between going to the. I had 3 doctor's appointments yesterday. But anyway, Lawrence, yesterday the what's your favorite drone company dropped an Enterprise drone, believe it or not. Yeah,
Yeah.
they did. So they dropped that Matrice. They launched that Matrice for 400. Now I was surprised because when I went looking for it, I didn't see it on the DJI site, which led me to believe that they was doing the same thing that they did years ago,
Right.
and now
Right.
they do it again. But it's funny because you can get an enterprise drone here in America, but you can't get
You
the
can't get a consumer drone.
the Mavic. But
Yeah.
I understand what they're saying about it. But what's weird to me about the whole thing about it, because I went looking to see who had it, and
Right
I went
here.
over. I went over. Yeah, I went over to my people over at Drone Nerds, because Drone Nerds kind of. I went, with them with the other enterprise drone.
And
So
they have it.
yeah, they got a. You got to. What are they doing now? They're I guess you're putting
Pre-ordering.
pre-ordering. So I guess when they get them, you'll get yours. When that
Okay.
is to
Yeah.
be,
And
just
it
say
and
reserve. Right?
they're only going for an easy $10,450.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Okay. Now
Now
keep in
you see
mind this is a multi-battery bird, so
that.
which you can hot swap. When one battery gets low, you can
Mhm.
change it out. Each battery is going for
How
seventeen
much are
hundred and
those
fifty
batteries?
dollars. Huh?
Ooh, ooh, oh,
So they are
oh,
expensive. Parts are expensive on this baby, but look at
oh.
what else they have here. They got the Froggy and Zoo
Hold on,
Robotics
hold on a
Enterprise.
second. Go back to that. Go back to that. Go back to that. That's what that means. That to power this Matrice 400,
Yeah,
you can smash two Mavic 3 Classics inside of it, and it'll work.
pretty much. Yeah, the power draw on them.
Holy,
Yes, yes, you are
this
right
battery
about that.
costs.
But Drone Nerds
How much?
has this, and it was released. And if they're taking pre-orders, that does mean you're 100% right, Herman. That means that this drone will be available in the United States. Oh, Draymond just corrected me. It's a one battery system. It's the size of two batteries.
Mm,
Okay.
mm.
Oh, that would make sense. I'm
Really,
used to
all I
seeing
know is that battery big.
the camera costs as much as the bird. Yeah, and I think it
And
carries how
what?
many kilos?
That's funny.
Up
But you
to
got 7 payloads. Up to about 7 payloads for this thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you're getting, and it's funny, you gotta have what? 59-minute flight time. Now they have a tethered battery system for this drone. So
For
I
it
mean,
also.
yeah, yeah. Well, if you guys are interested, and if you're interested in shopping at Drone Nerds, give those guys over there a
Barkley says,
call,
"Give me your credit card, Lawrence, so I can order a few Matrice 400s, then tell you
and
about them."
tell Anthony I sent you.
Yeah, right.
Tell them to give you the same discount they gave me.
Yeah.
Well,
Could you
speaking
imagine?
about discounts, right? I was looking at the drone, right, when they
You
had
sold.
implemented.
Yeah.
Huh? I was looking at the drone right after they had implemented the tariffs on the drones, and I was like, "Damn, I'd have never bought the I'd have never bought the drone at that price."
Yeah. You see what Draymond says? The M300 and 350 all fit. All the accessories fit on the 400.
Uh huh.
That's
Okay.
good. That's good to know. Because
So
the
so
hardware, of course. Go ahead.
and then after that, all that talk about the suspension of the for 90-day thing.
Hmm.
Remember we checked at Drone Nerds the price on the drone, and then how the price readjusted.
Yep.
You can
The
still
price.
get the Mavic 3 Enterprise for the same price I got it for back in September.
Yeah. 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 So whatever's going on with that, guys.
For roughly around the same price.
Right. Yeah. Give or take.
Because you remember when we looked a couple of months ago, about a month ago, right? And I was like, whoa,
Hmm.
wait. So 2 months ago, right? About a month ago or so, 2 months.
I'd say about a month
We
and a
looked
half,
at
almost two. Yeah.
yeah, that was terrible.
Yes. 2 minutes
Yeah.
till first sponsor.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
1 minute till next sponsor.
All right, well, let's get them out of the way, and we'll go on the sponsor,
Okay.
and we'll be right back with more stuff about DJI.
For a live stream that talks about everything in the drone world. Tune in every Wednesday night to Wednesday Night with those guys.
What happened?
Who? What?
It went and then disappeared.
What?
The clip.
I heard it.
It started and just went off the screen.
Really?
Yeah, it never played. Said for a live, and that was it. It's gone. You could try that again. Still
I don't know.
5.
I'm looking at it on the YouTube screen, and it looked like it was there. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Oh, then what's going on? Yeah, I see it there, but I never saw or heard it here.
I told you got issues in your studio, bro, but you don't want to listen to me. I try.
Trust me, I know. They say it worked. Everyone said they saw it. Wow. Enough of this crap. Bring on KimFused. Well, I would like to bring her on. She's supposed to come on in about 25 minutes, but I haven't heard from her, Barkley. I'm about to look on Facebook and see if she's responded. I sent her the link yesterday. I sent her the link
She left.
today. So I'm expecting her to be here. What time zone is she in?
You're the one that communicated with her, not
It
me.
shows that she has not looked at the stuff I've sent her from yesterday, which is from Evil Mux. Barkley all thirsty, Draymond said.
My people. Yeah, you know?
Hey, Dre, don't get him slapped up. Genesee's listening in the cut.
Yeah, you know?
You'll get Barkley all slapped up.
Just so you know, he's at all the meetups with dark glasses on.
Oh, yeah, right? We don't want that to happen. You don't want Barkley to get slapped up. I'm sure he gets slapped up enough on his own. Yes, I have not heard from her, but we shall see at 5 minutes to 6. Until then, the stream must go on. But
you know what I wanted to get into? I want to bypass the first thing we were going to talk about and go right into the second thing we were going to mention, because I think that we might want to spend a little time on that, because I think it's a little bit. I personally feel that it's more important.
Okay.
But we know that on the 6th, President Trump signed these executive orders, as they say it here, and everybody was really terrified about what was going to happen. And we had a live stream Wednesday when it was supposed to happen, and it didn't. And they moved it to the Friday, and then whatever happened. But there's a little bit of lingo shifting and stuff like that, as far as from supply, data security to supply chain issues and stuff like that. But other than that, there's some things that kind of hit home as meat to like what we actually doing. And guys don't have to worry per se too much on what's going on exactly. But from looking over at it, this thing is sectioned into two parts, right? Really, which was the unleashing American drone dominance and the restoring American airspace sovereignty. So one speaks to like I said, mainly commercial drone flight, and the other to as far as anti-drone mitigation and drone stuff, as far as uh, more so towards going back to geofencing and those type of things of that nature. But as far as the unleashing American drone dominance, I was looking at that, and I was looking at how the executive order, how what it aims to, I bet basically really is to integrate a safe integration of commercialized drones into the national airspace. So That's basically what it's aiming to do. So when you start looking at sections throughout this thing, like I said, it gets into a lot of sections, but we focus on a few sections that kind of break it down to the nitty gritty into like what section 4 is one of them that pertains to like what beyond visual line of sight, which is I've seen a lot of articles and videos of a lot of guys that are breaking it down and talking about that thing. Um, you're talking about expanding commercial UAS systems operations. Um, the FAA supposedly must have what they must publish on NPRM by what is it, July 6th of this year. So we're talking about 30 days of the executive order. So that's not too far from now, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
That is true. There are a lot of things
so
that are going to pass from the next 30 days to the next 120 days. No, 180 days. There's a lot going on.
they, right, because they have to have what the final ruling must be published right by February 1st
Hmm.
of this year. Oh no, of next year, February 1st of next year. I'm saying February 1st of this year, and then it passed away. February 1st of next year,
Well, there seems,
and that what would you say is 240 days of the executive order.
yes. Now, a lot of other websites, a lot of other live streams have broken down this executive order. We're going to go into a little more detail than usual just by skimming across some of the stuff.
Hope not.
But there are certain topics that they're focusing on with this executive order. And like Herman mentioned, the expanding of commercial unmanned aircraft systems into our natural airspace is a priority. And when I say it's a priority, then we're talking UTMs that we were talking, a few of them we spoke about on the live stream, correct, Herman? How they were working on UTMs. New York has a UTM highway from
Oh,
Rome, New York
yeah.
to from one Rome, New York to some other destination, 50-mile corridor where they're testing different eVTOLs and different drones and technology and to create these UTMs that they want to incorporate into our airspace. They're talking highways for eVTOLs, just like we have highways on the ground. It goes
Well,
on and on and on. I mean, if you
well,
skim through
you know,
this, it's a quick read.
Lawrence, I want well, it's not a quick read, but it's a long read. If you want to give them the link to that thing that I sent
Yeah,
you, but what I wanted
I'm
to
putting it in here now. We did read. We actually
what I wanted to
did
do is
read
that
this white executive order. If you look at it, if I can share the page real quick, it
Lawrence,
goes
I
in.
want to make mention of something here
Yeah, go
because
ahead.
what I want to do is I want to let be actual bring out these actual dates and time periods that is actual supposed to be and some of these as rulemaking because I'm looking at this thing here, and when you get into the sections like I highlighted to you before, in section 5, um, talk about that by July, once again, July 6th of this year, that the FAA must have a safe system and pathway. Basically, a way to the performance, being able to perform beyond visual line of sight operations.
Yes,
So they must have some type of, and this is something that they have had to been working on for a long time to be able to get it done by in the next month. This is I don't know if they're going to be able to hit these timelines or if it will be delayed. I really don't know
I think some of this will
because
be delayed, but not all of it.
yeah, a lot of it may be because you're talking about by December 3rd, right, of this year, right? The FAA must have must be able to define, right? Definitely define and all the additional, um, I guess, regulatory barriers and challenges that may occur for beyond visual line of sight flight. Now, this is all has to happen between now and the end of the year, and you know how the government likes vacations.
Yeah, true, right? You're right about that. You do have a valid point, but they made a priority in Section 6 to talk about the establishment of an
Mm-hmm.
electrical vertical takeoff and landing pilot program. Now, we already know that United Airlines has already drawn up 3 contracts with Archer Aviation. So we know
Mm-hmm.
that's going through as a man, and we also know that Arch is also building these eVTOLs for United specifically, along with a little side contract of giving the military a few to test out.
They didn't
So
give
all of
them
this is
anything.
coming to fruition. Huh?
They
What
didn't give them
happened?
anything. They purchased them. They
Yeah.
didn't give them anything. They purchased them.
Oh yes, but right, the people
Um,
right. United purchased these. Yes. I'm sorry. I should have mentioned that.
it, it, it's it. The other things I also wanted to mention is how I mean, it's a little boring and drawn out, but to Section 7 and to the
Hold
whole
on. Barkley said
what
check my
strengthening
messages.
American.
Hey Lawrence. I thought okay. There was a mistake. Um Kim will not be on because she thought I meant 6 Central and she's at work yet. Okay. Well, we'll have to reschedule her for an FPV corner. That's all. No loss. Sorry, Barkley. He goes, Novice, check your messages. Okay. I'm
Mm-mm.
sorry. We can keep going with the story.
Wow.
Well, now we can go even further with this executive order.
Wow.
They can carry it
Like,
all the way to 6 or whatever, 6:15, because there's a lot to talk about here.
what I was saying, right? Okay.
A
The
lot of people don't
whole
understand it.
thing about strengthening the American drone industrial base. Now, this speaks to manufacturing, right?
Yeah.
So they want to prioritize, right? Prioritize. And this all talks to, like I said, language of integration. So we're prioritizing the integration of UAS manufactured here in the United States. There's a lot of things in this that talk to, like I said, the language changes here. It looks to protect American drone supply chain, and we talk about American drone supply chain being protecting it from any foreign influence or any interruption. You,
Yes.
you, you understand what I'm saying to you? And that is not as narrow as it may seem. It's very broad because it can go from what you may think or to what you may not even imagine. And I'm talking about as far as software or whatever it may be to be able to have these things running. Um, and you're talking about these things that they have deadlines, and like I said, I don't see these deadlines being met. This must be done by July. All of these have to have some sort of thing of sense and on paper by what, the July 6th of this same year. The FA was it the Federal Acquisition Committee shall publish a covenant foreign entity list. Now, now when we talk about this foreign entity, this covenant list and supply chain and stuff like that, I believe where this is now, where we start getting into what we talked before about implementing, where the government agencies can no longer use government funds and stuff like that, and be able to
To
purchase
buy DJI.
right foreign made drones and stuff like that, or drones that are on their covenant list. So
Yes.
we're breaking into this thing, and I think it's a little crazy because it breaks down in little subsections and stuff like that, and ensuring of vital components, that are not remain into remain under control of the United States, free of any national security risk. And you know what I'm saying? Vital parts, meaning like I said, like anything we talked before about anything that can send and receive signals is probably what they're speaking to.
Hmm.
Those vital parts, and these things you're talking about by what now? What here? By that deadline, but this is what by September 7th. Oh no, September 4th, 2025. Now
Well,
we're not.
you also know this
Wait.
about our government, and that is when they usually put something like this through, it
Mhm.
usually gets extended.
Okay.
And I can see a lot. I can see that happening because I'm looking at the dates in more
Mhm.
detail, and a lot of this stuff doesn't seem feasible. It's a lot of stuff for a lot of people to do in a very short period of time. They want to
Well, that's
dedicate
why I said they must have
technology
been
and monies.
working on. Right. That's why I said they must have been working on this for a long time to put
Yeah,
these dates out here like this in this bill. Because, like I said, what is it, September 4th? You're talking about or the Secretary of Commerce, and to take to take action and rulemaking and on the conduct and an all investigation. All that has to be put into one big bowl and put into this thing by that date. I can't see it happening.
and not the way the FAA operates, because they play a crucial role in this as well. Um, the job that the
Hmm.
FAA has to do, they have to monitor and as well as um, come up with a way to rewrite the rules for flying beyond visual line of sight. Because right now, certain entities are allowed to fly beyond visual line of sight, and certain entities are not. Meaning, if you're commercial, you can fly beyond
The
visual
sec-
line of sight commercially. What do you say?
well, there's ways to it, and that's what we were talking here into saying that beyond visual line of sight, speaking to Part 108, and speaks more to commercial use and not
And
to
this is where the
recreational use.
FAA has to come in.
But,
This is where they need to come in
but
and start writing
as
rules.
far as well, that's why we said that rule had to be made, has to be made by a certain date. But what I was saying to you is that the section that kills me the most is Section 8. Where it's promoting the export of American-made civil UAS. Um, that good luck on that one.
I got a good laugh out. I got a good chuckle out of this part.
Yeah,
This
I
section.
did too. I didn't want to get too deep into that, but
We don't have to, but to make it short and sweet. What
Section
is based,
5 is always the section that always comes back to me. But go ahead. You
but
said.
to make it short and sweet, what the United States is saying, they are going full promoting the export of American made civil unmanned aircraft systems. Now we only have a few there: Skydio, Brink. Um, uh,
Mhm.
there are other companies that are developing drones here in the United States, but they want to push selling this stuff, exporting it to other countries. Also, they stress not
Those are
only other
still,
countries but our allies. So countries
but
that are our allies, they recommend using these drones over DJI because of certain security risk.
I get what you're saying, but you classify those as civil drones.
Excuse me?
You classify Brink and Skydio as civil drones.
No, no, no. I meant enterprise. I might have misworded. I definitely
No,
meant
I'm just saying
enterprise.
because
But
I
I
know
I
that
don't
here.
classify them as civil drones, but this is what this is saying here. I
No,
those are the only
I
ones
get
like,
that.
huh?
I get what you're saying, and I mean, I'm just asking.
Yeah,
I listen.
it's
I only go based upon what I'm looking at, and all I know is that when I look at Section 5 again, and Section 5 has a whole thing that basically is to tell me basically what it's breaking down is like to talking about a roadmap. Once again, like I said,
the
for the
FAA,
integration
and the FAA has
of
to monitor all this.
UAS into the airspace. And
Hmm.
there has to be something done. And I don't know, because there it is, what, by, was it
Well,
by
think about this.
February
Let
1st? Date,
let me ask you a question.
you
How
know?
long do you think this is going to take
Mm-hmm.
in years? Because right now they have several
Years?
UTM highways that they're practicing with across the
Well,
United States. But
honestly, I don't see it taking years. And I tell you why I don't see it taking years. Because a lot of the things that are needed for this have already been implemented. See, we talk beyond
yeah,
visual line of sight, right?
hmm
Okay. So now we're talking about things that you had mentioned about. I'm going to talk about more of them later, but other types of drones in the airspace.
yeah.
But remote ID has already been implemented. You understand what I'm saying to you? Now, Joe Schmo flying a Mavic 3 or a Mini 3 or Mini 4 Pro or whatever, nobody cares about that. He's just
True.
floating around the neighborhood or whatever, or over the park or whatever. They may not care too much about that. Somebody locally might say something, but I don't care about too much. But anything traveling, moving anywhere, be necessary. Um, not saying that they don't care about you. Do something stupid and see how much they care. I
This
just
is
say that
true.
the beyond visual line of sight, and we're talking about cramming all of this into a short period of time.
Yeah.
You know, this is speaks to like I said, in Section 5, bringing it down and talking about this whole
But
roadmap to being able to integrate drones, essentially UAS, into the national airspace by February 1st of 26.
what's it?
You're talking about what? Speaking towards development of what you saying? To testing of all the testing of beyond visual line of sight, autonomous
Mhm.
operations, and where you were going before with advanced air mobility. So
Yep.
I can't see all of that being done in that short space of time. You're talking about how many years? Well, not even a year, almost not even 6 months. I mean, what we're talking about here. We're talking
Well,
about a year.
I'm just
Years.
thinking. I'm just trying to be funny by saying that because technically, I believe we're
Mhm.
ready to open up UTMs across the United States because if you remember, we've done stories of UTM testing sites all over the United States. Now, what's the
Yeah.
matter of just activating them? You
I
have
only,
one upstate
I
New
only know
York.
of about three of them.
There's okay. mm, There's no more than three.
That one you're talking about,
The one in New York. There's one out in
that's
Midwest,
all I.
out there where Tom is in that area somewhere on the West Coast, and then there's another one
Really,
in Central United States somewhere.
I never heard of that one. That's only three, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't see it
Okay.
happening. I don't see it happening. Definitely.
No, I don't know, but those have been happening for years. So, like I said, this for you to say that we're ready to swing it around, swing it over to get it implemented, well, you've been
Yeah,
doing it for years and testing. So
that's true.
why
That's
not?
true because for years we've been doing stories about them testing this drone beyond visual line of sight, them testing this drone with deliveries, them using this heavy lift drone to do this. And you know what? If you think about it, we had our 300th live stream, right?
Mhm.
In the time that we've
Mhm.
been doing this live stream, drone technology has actually changed dramatically.
Of course it has.
You know,
Of course it has.
it, like you said, they've been trying to do this for years. My problem is I don't see. Well, maybe we don't know about it. The FAA could be working towards the Part 108 already and have something lined up. We just don't. They don't have to tell us. Yeah,
You've been doing this live stream for 6 years, right?
yeah,
And for roughly about 5.5 to 6 years of it, mostly about 5.5, 3/4 of it, we've been talking about these same type of things.
yeah. That's
So
true.
they've been
And
working
now
at it
it's and now it and now it's here. I remember when we
because
started talking about Lance.
remember when the live stream started and we were in the IPP program.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the beyond phase. Now this is the next phase of the beyond phase.
Well, they spoke about it at a symposium a few years back. They said this and this and this is going to happen, and it's slowly happening.
Um, and it's happening in your face.
That's
No, but
true.
to talk a little bit more about it. Um,
Oh, wait. What did
um,
Flynn hold it? Flying Flynn says, I'm a big fan of your channel, Gary's Woodshop. Hey, if that seems to be
who?
running rampant around here, isn't it?
What?
Because
What?
I recall someone saying something like this.
I'm one of your biggest
Hold on,
fans.
hold,
Oh, you
hold
didn't
up.
hear it?
But
I'm sorry. Hold on.
I'm one of your biggest fans.
Oh, there we go. Okay. See, we have fans also.
but
I'm
what
just
I was
saying.
saying, speaking to section 9 in this thing, and this is where a lot of people I may lose a couple of cats, and a lot of people may come a little disinterested. But what delivering drones to our war fight? The talking to blue. This is speaking to the blue UAS list, and these are the drones that the blue UAS and their components and the timeline and everything like that to get them over onto the that have been, I guess, vetted or whatever, and they've made it to this blue
Yeah.
UAS list. There's a timeline to move them over to the blue UAS, talking about not only the drone but as far as recognizing components, and they mentioned along the lines like I told you before of talking about supply chain
Mm-hmm.
and parts that are used in these drones, and coming up with a list of parts that may be in a supply chain issue. I've
Okay.
heard this talk before about drones, and normally talk about they wanted to be able to break down DJI drones not only for the inspection of them, but to make sure that parts and not have a supply. There's not a supply chain issue with parts and stuff like that. Now,
Yeah.
why I find that funny and interesting is that supply chain issues. When we talk about supply chain issues, what are we speaking to actually? You
Huh.
know,
Well,
when it
they've yet to define it because at first it
because
was Chinese made drones. Now it's this chain
well
crap.
well you don't want to have drones that you're making and you're manufacturing, and you can't get the parts. So you want to be able to have drones that have these parts that you need, that are either made by you or by a country that you're actually cool with.
Yeah,
If there's anyone
exactly.
left, yeah, that you're cool with, that makes parts that you can actually get these parts, and not because of a trade war you started that you won't be able to get the parts. So, I mean,
I want to know I've been wanting to ask for a very
part
long
came.
time. These parts are supposed to be built
I,
here in the
I,
United States, right? So my next question is,
uh-huh.
salute Angie, like, and we got a sponsor in 1 minute. My next
Hey,
question
Andrew.
is, Herman, is
Mhm.
these parts are supposed to be made here, but I mean these chips and everything's supposed to be made here, but the beryllium and all these other types of metals that they need are in other
You
countries.
mean dirt,
How's
rocks?
Yeah, how is that going to work? You know, the minerals that we need to make these parts. We need gold. We need some type of metal
Oh,
that's
oh,
only grown in some parts of the world. I want to see how we're
well,
going to do this. I'm interested.
well, if you negotiate with a few more people, you can get things done.
Oh, now you still
I
have to
just,
negotiate for the raw materials that you need to make these chips and parts.
yeah, you don't just twist people's arm. I mean, listen, we've all agreed to.
You sure about
We've
that?
all,
Seems to be working in some places.
no, 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 no. You make agreements to make things happen. We're all, both sides have agreed that we're okay with the genocide that takes place in the places like the Congo, to be able to
Yeah, I
go in and
know.
get these things.
I know. I
You
know.
know, we're okay with it. You know, we're okay with that.
We got a
But you
sponsor,
can't get,
601.
but you can't get your Mavic 4 Pro because
True. So
because
true.
because one guy sold another guy some drones, and that guy went and did something stupid.
And
I
before we
hear you.
play the sponsor, Herman, real quick, you know what people are going to be pissed off about? The ones who
Hmm.
couldn't get their Mavic 4 to find out the Mavic 5 Mini might make it in.
Really? The
Who
Mini
knows?
5?
We'll get into that later on. We got to hit the sponsor up, man.
Okay. Well,
It's
we'll
that
be right
time.
back. If you are Part 107 and you're looking to scale your operations, you want to get out there and do the work and leave the office work to someone else, then Jonah Dare is for you. Place to make you a more knowledgeable pilot because they have the tools to do so. Place where you can book appointments, new clients can find you. If that's something that you need, then Jonah Dare is for you. There's a link in the description. Check it out. Jonah Dare. Jonah Dare's for you.
And we're back. Now,
I
getting back
guess.
to, I posted the link for the executive order in the chat. So just for those of you who think or want to proof check what we're doing, because I know for some reason you hear something here and then you go somewhere else and you ask the same question you heard answered over here. But I guess we're used to that
You,
by now.
you know what? You know what I was looking at also? It
What's that?
talks a little bit about some AI tools, as
Uh
opposed
huh.
to, or not as opposed to, but referring to, um as it relates to, I should say, um 14 CFR Part 107. And I
Yes,
remember
yes.
when it was talk about making the waiver system for, I guess, beyond visual line of sight, and for the things to like a questionnaire.
Mm-hmm.
That would be lovely. You could just fill it out online and online get an approval like Lance.
Yes, yes. Well, see, this is what this actually will go into a part of Lance.
Can you imagine that?
No, listen, sounds like where they're headed, where you'll be able to ask for authorization using some type of Lance to perform some autonomous flight because they're not going to let you do it manually. They
Beyond
trust
visual line of
autonomous,
sight.
right? They trust the autonomous abilities of these drones. They don't trust us, the
Hold on,
pilots.
hold on.
That's where that goes.
Hold on. First off, the drone in the box things got they got the approval first because of all of the camera systems and the redundancy in the systems. That's how they were able to get it.
Agreed.
Because remember, there has to be a pilot for the final inspection on site.
True. That's true. And
Remote pilot.
FTFO Media says, but for at $35,000 per drone,
Mhm.
who's about to tear them a check? Who's cutting them a check?
Which
They
one?
don't get money for
What?
these drones from the government. Just in
Oh,
general,
yeah.
you know, the
Oh, yeah.
government
But
will
with the,
supply money if
don't
it's
worry,
not on the blue list. They can get it.
don't worry about it. They put the tariffs on it. DJI drones will be the same price. Don't worry about
Listen. We already see how these tariffs are working.
it.
Don't get me started.
What did that Mavic 3
Mavic
what
4,
is it?
the Mavic.
Thermal go up to a couple of months ago?
Yes, it went from 5,000 and change, almost 6,000,
Like around
to about
6,000 up
12 and change, almost. To how much? Right? The taxes.
Yeah.
The taxes
Now,
that.
then the
Wait a
batteries,
minute. Hold on. The taxes that
leave that
DJI
shit
was supposed to
alone.
be. DJI was supposed to be paying these taxes. So why am I paying? Oh, now you get it. That's what happened to a lot of people. They're like, hey, wait a minute.
That's
We for
it.
these taxes, we for these tariffs,
Leave,
but
leave that in the store and fly manual.
now that hold on, now that $60,000 car you were gonna buy, guess what? It's not $60,000 anymore. I'm just
Sure it
saying
is.
tariffs.
Sure it is. No, what you gotta do, right? There's a way of getting around that. What you do is you go in there's a way of going online and finding the cars that's manufactured in your in the country.
What happened?
You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
there's a way of finding out which car is manufactured in the country. You just buy one of those.
I could believe
And
it.
then you could just wish you had the one you really
Interesting. That's interesting.
That's all.
Well, I'd like to apologize.
That's how you do it.
There will not be an FPV corner tonight because KimFused and I both got our times mixed up, and I will try and set it up for a future day. And we
Remember I
getting
told
back
you
get
when
it.
you
See,
send that message?
people, Herman, people have talked about this executive order, but I don't think they've shared the information with their listeners. I mean, some people have put links in their stream. I'm sure you have one also. But to
Mhm.
see where they're focusing with this executive
No, it's
order,
funny.
it
I forgot.
says one thing. It
Oh, did
doesn't
I
say
put
one thing. Huh? It
Uh-huh.
it doesn't say
I'm
one
listening
thing,
to you.
Herman. You know what that one thing is? It doesn't say
What?
a goddamn thing about commercial consumer drones.
Um, well, I once
It
again,
talks about the technology teaching
don't,
kids.
I don't.
Kids need to learn this technology. It does mention that,
Uh-huh.
but it does not
I,
mention
I told you,
consumer
I
drones.
told you, I told you, if you do it through STEM, that's all they really, really care about.
Yeah. So now the
Um,
executive order
I,
definitely does mention
I don't
it
say these things to be mean and senile. I say
right.
them because it's what's actually happening. And who are these kids to learn it from? The younger people, well, they already have like what? Well, there's 20 something people watching here off and on.
Right.
Um,
Right. People
you
come in,
know,
they go out, they come back, they lurk, they, they see what else is on, and whoever else is on. You know, people have things to do. I know sometimes I'll lurk a live stream and then I'll go squirrel on my phone. I'll be like, oh yeah,
really.
thank you, Draymond. Also, oh, I forgot about the live stream. Then I'll go back to the live stream. On a
Hmm.
computer, it's easy to do because you can leave a window open.
Really.
You know, you can be in 2 live streams at once, like some do.
You know what's funny? I saw that before. I was like,
Hmm.
wasn't this guy just the other guys? Okay. But he's on
No,
that guy's
no.
panel. He's in
I
over here.
was Herman. I was doing a live stream, and I was looking at someone
Mhm.
else's live stream in the window, and I saw someone that was in our live stream over there hanging out and joshing it up, uh, acting completely different than he does over here.
On the panel.
It was part of the consortium.
Oh, oh,
That's all I'm going to say.
well.
But on with this. I'm going to post a link one
Oh,
more time. You can read this. This is a copy from the President of the United States.
is it? He
Well,
sent it
okay, so
to
he
who?
told someone to send it out.
He didn't.
He just put his name on it.
He didn't send it to
That's
me.
there. Read it.
I
Read it,
sent it
guys.
to
It
you.
says nothing about the drones you fly. It says nothing about the Osmos, all that shit you use.
Well,
Has nothing. So take a chill. Go out and have a
it
flight
doesn't.
somewhere.
It doesn't attack drones to say a ban
Yes.
on drones. I know that everybody is still worried because there is legislation, there is wording out there, and
Hmm.
everybody does worry about these audits that DJI seems to actually welcome because of this executive order, and it's speaking to that. DJI actually does and speak to the problem I have with DJI's position right now. I know in the beginning I thought it was a good idea, and I thought that Loretta Lynch was a strong um, person to back DJI, but she's with the Weiss firm, and there's a lot of get down and lay down going on,
Yes,
and there's a lot of
I agree.
things happening that if I call a spade, a lot of people would be upset with me. But
Oh, that's people are always pissed at me.
they
Me.
that firm is already to the administration because of their security clearance and not being allowed into government buildings and the White House. So for them now to throw one of their attorneys under the bus that had gone against that administration on another case just to be able to get their security clearance at the White House and other federal buildings because they didn't and so when that game is being played with with legal firms, as DJI being the client of a firm that's playing with the
Yeah,
administration,
right.
how do they feel about you now representing them? Um, in their case. I mean, that's just me. That's just me. Like if I hired you as a lawyer, as my lawyer in a case, and I went to the movies and I seen you there with a guy I got a problem with, I'm going to get
Yeah,
another lawyer.
right, right. I agree with you.
Give me another lawyer. So I don't know. Let's see where this goes. I mean, I'm all for it. DJI says they clean. Let's go. Let's get it. You know.
Yeah. Well, we already know where this is going. Okay. All I suggest is I keep posting this link, guys. Read it. You want to know what's going on?
Mhm.
Read it. You don't understand? Ask somebody, but read it. It says nothing about commercial drones. It says nothing about DJI. What
It
is
says nothing
Phantom?
about.
What? Oh, Jeff Norman's talking
What
about
happened.
your tower. He says, "What is Herman doing over his shoulder? Looks like he's heating up taco rolls." That's because in 7-Eleven. Oh, you talking? It's a
Well,
microwave.
Jeff, Jeff, in the wonderful world of computers, they don't all happen to have a black box with one fan in the back, and and I know you go way back, and a floppy disk port in the
No,
front.
this is true. This is
So
true.
when you step up into the
Geekdom
2000s,
into geekdom.
it's kind of what they could look like.
Yeah, yeah. That's Jeff. That's his pinky in the brain take over the world supercomputer.
And and
Trust me.
and
What's
the and the more and the more lights that's flashing, Jeff, the more power you got.
right? So now keep this in mind. He's got it in low power. When he turns it up, he can't be on the internet at the same time. It's range power.
He needs help.
Where's this?
Anyway, all right. They got a new what is it, an update for the Mimo app. I'm not going to spend 6 months on this, but there's a
Yeah,
new update for this thing, which happens to be version 2.2.12. Now,
2.2.12.
yeah, now believe it or not, it is supposedly going to improve the experience across all the Osmo pockets, the action, and the mobile
Yeah, I had
products.
saw that, and just because of that, I might be considering playing around with my Osmo in it, because I did not like the
Mhm.
Mimo
Did
app
you
at all.
update it? Did you update? You didn't like the Mimo app?
I
The Mimo app. The
It was too
Mimo app.
much
The
because
Mimo app.
everything it was
Yeah.
too much because everything that you had to do and wanted to do, it looked cool with the Osmo sticking in the side of your phone and clamped in and all of
Mhm.
that. It it looked
Mhm.
okay, but nah, I'm good.
Okay.
Now I might be interested in trying it out because they claim they've added a whole bunch of new features. Any version of Osmo that
The
you have,
Mimo app.
they claim will work with this new app. Um,
The
it,
Mimo app.
I don't know what to say, except if you have an Osmo or any
do
of
the
those
do the
devices.
do the update, guys. Do the update. Do the
Yeah,
update.
yeah. FTL Media just said he just updated the Mimo, and it took like 45 minutes to
Okay.
download. Okay,
Wow.
let us come back and let us know because I'm tempted to mess with it. I mean, I had my Osmo Pocket out the other day when I went to the car show, and people were
Mhm.
still ooh and ah. I'm like, yeah, they haven't seen the new one, so mine still looks high. You know, they don't know about the new one with the
And
side
then if you
screen.
pull out the Ronin with a camera, like, oh God, why is he here?
Yeah, right.
He's in the
Is
way.
he Is he working for the news? Which FYI, Jim's droning. I shot a car show over the
Uh-oh.
weekend, Sunday, and I shot a lot of the footage using the 360, the
Mhm.
X3. So it's just a matter of compiling it and things like that.
You know
So
what?
who
I
knows?
want to
I'm
do a
glad I
car
don't pay his Con Ed bill. Jeff says
Who?
he's glad he don't pay it.
Who?
Jeff said he's. I'm glad I don't pay his Con Ed bill. I
You
just
know you know what you do, Jeff? You put 40-watt bulbs in all of the rest of the house.
that's messed up.
That's all.
You said 40-watt bulbs.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
You
can
get the
barely
40,
see your dinner when you're eating it.
you get the 40-watt fluorescence and you're good to go.
Then you get a bunch of those from Dollar Tree.
Oh no, that's the
The Dollar Tree will
worst.
burn your
That's
house down.
actually a 40. That's actually gonna give you the brightness of a 40-watt bulb.
A regular bulb,
Technically, it
right?
should roughly give you like the
One of the
brightness
regular
of a
bulbs.
60. On a true mini fluorescent, you should get the illumination of like a 60-watt bulb.
Okay. All right. Enough of that. The mini app is gone. That
The
story's gone.
Mimo app, the
Yeah, the
Mimo
Mimo,
app,
Mimo app.
Mimo app. The Mimo app, the Mimo app. That one. Yeah. Anyway,
The X5 is.
you know what? Walmart needs to just hire some dudes on scooters to deliver their shit because they keep going back and forth with this drone delivery. They don't know they're gonna crash another drone and then better
Right.
yet, do what's working for you. Contract it out to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Just supply the food. Your
Right.
dumbass can't fly a drone from point A to B and land. So apparently, Walmart and Wing drone delivery. They're expanding the drone. They made a major announcement, supposedly, that they're expanding their drone delivery after they've curtailed it after Walmart smashed up the drone because it thought that it was landing on water and it was the rain. And
Uh-huh. Yeah.
so they had stopped the
I
drone delivery.
remember they
Apparently,
stopped all drone
I think,
delivery, and now they're expanding.
I think what it is that their drone looks like a fucking circus float and a parade float, and they probably stopped it, and they're gonna, I guess, expand with Wing. Believe it or not, um, they're operating now in Dallas, like we said
Yeah.
before, and if you don't pronounce this right, it's Bentonville. That happens to be in Arkansas, I believe that's it. So
Yeah.
this Bentonville, if you look at it, glance like with guys like me, it's got dyslexia. It looks like Bendoverville.
Yeah, I'm showing the map right here while you're mentioning reading the names off.
But yeah, they're expanding to places like Houston, Texas,
Yep.
Tampa, Florida, Orlando, Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, and Charlotte, North Carolina. So they could be in an area near you at one of the Wally Worlds delivering. Well, it's going to be at over 100 additional Wally World superstores or super centers or whatever you want to call it. So whichever Walmart is near you in those areas, it could be coming to you. You know, it's a nice system. I've seen it how it works. I guess they dial it up on the app, right? Right, Lawrence. They pull it up on the app
Mm-hmm.
to they want to order, and
Yes.
they place the order, and it comes to them. Wing actually got attacked once by some birds that were nesting. Remember
Yes.
that one?
Yes, I remember that. But that shows they're durable because it didn't go down.
Yeah.
The
Oh yeah.
drone did not go down. I remember we showed footage. It was one of the ravens, like the ones that attack stuff here in the city. Ravens are very curious
Mhm.
birds, just for no
Um,
reason. I don't know why, but at least the ones here in New York, they
mhm.
get into a lot of trouble.
Well, you know what it is. What we got to do when you design a drone, you got to design it with the props, right? When they swing, they cover all of the grabbable area.
Yeah, right. If the bird try to land on it, yeah, I can see what
Yeah,
you're saying.
it's like a bug zapper. I'm quite sure the idea that the bug had was to land there. Same thing. You get the props that cover all landable area, grabbable area, and as soon as they come in, whack. What you
Five.
think? No, but yeah, they're expanding to these areas, and once again, like I said, it's a real simple system. You go on in what is it, 30 minutes? They have their thing down to 30-minute
Yes,
system.
yes, in 30
Try to
minutes
get,
or less, delivered.
and honestly, they have done many deliveries. So I mean, the system works.
Yes.
It may not be like what you guys think. Like everybody always thinks to the extreme, and then goes into the store and never buys those things. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I tell you, drone delivery, and you were like, "Oh, can it deliver my bowling ball?" Well, how many
Well,
times have you bought a bowling ball?
true. True. And how many times will you buy one? You just want to see if the damn thing can carry it. You know, I clicked on
Right.
the link on the website, and this, if you live in, hold on, let me copy it so you guys can see what's going on here. If you live in um, Dallas Fort Worth, this is the actual app that comes up.
Mhm.
If you want to take a look at it, Herman, real quick.
Well, they've been in that area. You put it
Yeah,
up.
here we go. Wing delivery. This is the site that comes up. You click get delivery. Let's see if I can order one. I doubt it. But let's see. Let's hit
It's not
get
in your area.
delivery. Let's see what happens. Let's check your address.
Put somebody's
Okay.
address in.
I need somebody's address. Never mind. All right, but this is it.
You
It
see
seems
anybody in Dallas?
I would have I don't want somebody, hey, honey, you keep getting these damn diapers. What is so getting diapers by mistake?
Imagine
And
that.
they're an old couple. That would
Hold on a
not be
second.
fun,
Let me look through and see if there's anybody in Dallas that I've sent anything to. I give you the address. You can send a box of condoms to their house.
right? And it's what
That
this is their site,
that
and I
that
just put it
that
in the
would be
chat.
nice when they explain.
Yeah, right. Now it says Solutions Technology Company. They tell you about Wing. Could you imagine? Enter your address. I know it's going to tell me you're outside of our delivery.
Yeah, you're outside here, but the system works. That's what I'm
Yes,
saying
it
to you.
does. That was
You
my
know,
point.
and people in that area, in those areas, like I said, now it's in Dallas, Fort Worth, and Bentonville, Arkansas.
And all deliveries are made in your backyard.
Right, you can get drone delivery there with Wing and Walmart.
Yes.
Walmart's the provider of the goods, and Wing is the actual airline that's actually moving the product. So
Once it comes in my area,
um,
thinking of applying.
expanding
Why not, Angie?
it's expanding to Dallas, well not to Dallas, but Houston, Texas, Tampa, Florida, Orlando, Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, and Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, Charlotte and well, these places are kind of big,
Yeah. Yes,
so
they
it
are.
would, I guess, you would have to check the superstore
Mm-hmm.
or the super center as they call it near you, and might be more than one because they're talking about an additional 100 across these areas. So I'm quite sure that
And
when
each
you look
area
at
covering with a 6 mile radius.
five locations, talking about over 100 locations being added, it more than likely will be in your area. So I don't know. Let's think about it, guys.
Okay, that's
So
that.
what happened?
Nothing.
No,
Just
I'm just saying if it's over 100 locations, then it will definitely be in somebody's area once it's in. I mean, well, everywhere I've gone and I look on the map and you see Walmart, there's like
hmm
one or two superstores, and then there's like a couple of other ones within like 25 miles, 10 miles,
right. So you have
15
options.
miles
They are near
from
each other.
where I'm like, right. So what I'm saying is that if you're talking about over and only at the superstores, right, super centers, so that means there got many of them. They will be in your area if it's going to those cities. Anyhow, moving right along. You know, Lawrence, we spoke earlier, right, about the executive orders that were
Uh
signed
huh.
on the president with these executive orders. And this goes back to another subject we've been talking about for quite some time. And in the executive order, well, let's the executive orders were signed, right? And after
Yeah.
the executive orders were signed, things happened.
Right.
eVTOL stocks surged. So,
Yes. I
what am I
know.
saying?
I own some.
The executive orders were signed, the Unleashing American Drone Dance. I said these executive orders were signed. It seemed to have energized the urban air mobility sector.
Uh-huh.
Um, send set these stocks of these major eVTOL companies like Joby and Archer and
Uh,
Eve Holding,
Eve Holding. Yep.
Blade Air Mobility, and others to for their stocks to soar quite quite something, And it's funny because I remember the talk was this is not going to happen. This is not going to happen. This is not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
They need money. They need money. But here it is now. The executive order put through now to say that we're going to push this, and this is what we're going for. Because it's that time. We've been talking about it for the longest time now, and the time you saying that, and we talk about the time delays now. We're talking about time delays now, but we've already had time delays to come to this point. So when I said that they've been working on these things for quite some time, we've been talking about the quite some time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just that last week you mentioned something about being influential. There's going to come a time where there was a frown upon talking about these things, and then other live streams are going to be talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
There are still people out there
I
that
know.
believe this eVTOL thing will never happen and they won't be carrying people, they won't be delivering food. There are still people out there that believe it, but until you've seen the technology, and we got to hit our third sponsor, sir, for the night.
I'm still, I'm still curious about the food, but listen,
Yeah, once the
I'll tell you
birds
about it
find
when we
out
come back.
certain ones carry food, it's a wrap.
Yeah, I'll tell you in a minute. For 10% off on all Nano products, use Phantom Flight 10 for 10% off on all your Nano products. If you have something that you need to protect from your drones, gimbals, watches, jewelry, anything, cameras, anything you need to protect, they make a hard case for it. Specialized cases, check them out. Give them a call. There's a link in the description for it. Nano. Looking up the Nano.
Nanook. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like more
They're
for.
from up in, they're up in Canada, right?
Yes, yes, yes. They're up in Canada, which I'm looking for an excuse to go to so I could declare independence. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. Then after I get a Mavic 4,
See,
I'd
now
like to
you
come
can't
back.
come back.
After I get a Mavic 4, then I'd have to declare independence again here in the
Come
United
on,
States.
you can't come back now.
What do you say? We could too many tried that trick?
What'll happen? They're gonna
Uh,
tell you, they're gonna tell you, oh, you want to come back, sir? Okay. Can you fill out these forms in triplicate, please? Can you fill out these forms in triplicate, please? And then
Nano of the North.
after you fill out those forms, they'll tell you to scan this barcode and go on there and create an account.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sounds about right. And then after you create an account, they tell you have to wait 90 days just to be just to be denied.
And they'll deny you at first.
Right, right. Automatically
And
denied.
that's only because no one looked at it.
Mm-hmm. It sat on somebody's
Oh
desk
yeah.
somewhere. That's
Oh yeah.
okay.
No one cares.
I'm looking. They have a new Whoop style drone out. but I don't.
What they
I don't.
whooping?
Huh?
What they hooping and whooping?
I was looking. I was just looking at another window. Advertisements come up.
Yeah, but
So
so like I said, these stocks surged,
the
man.
fact that the
Uh,
stocks have gone up is a good thing, at least from what I've seen on my numbers. Even eHang is up.
Here we
Which,
go.
which
Look at
at
this.
one time eHang was one of the only ones down when they were talking Chinese drones, Chinese drones. Now eHang is up here in the green with the rest of them.
America going, and then he lost us with this e-hearing business.
What happened?
You had us. Everybody was on your side until you came with this e-hearing thing.
Hey, I was doing good. I was doing good. I haven't mentioned eHang in a few months.
When you say a few months, like what? Like this year?
Um, this year, yeah, this year.
No.
I haven't mentioned eHang until now.
Okay.
So that's
All right.
pretty good,
All right.
I'd say.
You know what? I forgot, and I'm wrong because Angie and Gary
Oh, I haven't been looking in the
and
chat.
Jeff Norton is here too. But Angie and is always on time on the chat, and so is Gary. And I always I forgot to say hello to Angie today. How you doing, Angie?
Hey,
Were you sleepy?
don't you want to give away a drone strobe?
Well, I was leaving that up to the guests to give away the drone strobe. So when we
Okay,
get
yeah,
another
we can do
guest,
that.
then the
We,
guests
we,
will give away the drone strobe.
we can do that.
I have
Okay.
I have a drone strobe to actually mail out.
Yes, I got you. Mike
Yeah.
Michael Toto's. Yeah, that one was from the 300th stream.
You know what?
Huh.
I have a box, right? From Jim House that
Oh, Jim's
he
droning. Wait a minute, Jim, are you still
coming
here?
back. No,
Please type in
but
the chat, Jim,
you
if you're
gave me
still
the
here.
address. You gave me the address. I'm gonna remail the box again.
This is its second time coming back from Canada. Now,
I'm liable to put a label on all sides of the box so that way they don't miss it this time.
yeah,
But
we don't
somehow
know.
your mailman is he's got a riff problem. Reading is fundamental. He
Yes.
gotta.
Yes. He says that's the recent that the resend to the address. Okay. All right, because we don't know. Well, at first there was some kind of strike. We did find out. Yes,
Yeah.
there was some kind of strike at first, and then they
Oh,
sent it
that's not
back.
why they sent it back
No,
again.
then we sent it out.
Yeah,
Herman
I
sent it
went
out a
to
second time.
UPS. I sent it out with UPS and it came back.
Yeah. But he says resend to that address, so we will resend to that
Okay.
address. Six
No
more likes,
problem.
Gary. We appreciate you.
I'm gonna put a label on all around the box with the same
So they
address on, so
have
no
to
matter
send.
if they look at
You
it,
know what he was thinking
they
about,
can't
Jim?
take it anyplace else.
Herman, let's tell him. He was thinking about putting a label with the same address in different languages. One of them would have to get through.
Or put the return address as the sending address, so that
Yeah.
way he has to take it there.
He goes and take it to the post office to take it back to. Okay. We will get it there, man. We will get it there. This is the first. Wife doesn't know I exist either. What's up with that? You got issues. You got issues. Yeah,
I don't know what to tell you, man. You've been
I don't
around
know.
too long.
If I don't know. You're part of the furniture and shit, right? Where's Jim? I don't know. He went to the store 20 years ago. He's in a bedroom sleep.
Yeah.
Postal L postal code is L58. That's exactly what we have. That's exact. Don't put any more. That's exactly what we have. Yeah, cool. I'm actually removing that so you don't get swatted or anything like that. Everyone does good in the chats here for sure. Lots of questions asked, and you guys do good answering. Thank you, Angie. We aim to please. We try to, right?
Okay.
But if you haven't
Make sure
got
you kick anybody out of foul language or anything.
yeah,
Or
if you haven't
talk
got any
bad about Lauren.
eVTOL stocks,
Mm.
that's one thing that has
Oh
came
yeah,
to an
I'm just
advantage.
saying, Jobby and them, they've been publicly trading for what, 2 years now?
Yep, yep. Jobby, Archer Aviation, Ehang's probably been trading for about 3. No, yeah, Ehang
Jump
might.
on it.
Yeah, Ehang might have been around for long.
Lillian might have got a little burst too, even though
No,
they're not an
Lillian went
American
under.
company.
They took them off of the stock exchange.
Did they? But
Yes,
they actually still exist.
I could. Yeah, the company still exists, but they are no longer trading anymore.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
So I got my pennies
They
back
need,
from that in enough
they
time to
they
make some
actually
pennies.
had the best system.
I know, I know. They just went corporate, and they should have started out. Um,
But could you imagine that thing
they
moving through the
started out
sky?
enterprise instead of consumer.
It's a jet.
Yeah, it was. It was
They were
basically a
all in
set.
the same level. They were all in the same place. It's an actual jet.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no
That
props
works.
on this thing.
Mm-hmm. Actual
It might
turbine
have been
engines.
faster than the rest of it. But you see, it doesn't actually fit into the spectrum of where we're going right now here in the United States because the companies that I mentioned to you are American firms.
Right.
You understand? So
Yes.
how they say it, kudos to them. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yes. Yes.
There's a lot
Yes.
of things happening out there. Anything, any other meetups or anything going on? I know there's something supposed to be happening down in Florida too, but another meetup happening.
Another meetup in Florida. Okay.
Yeah, I heard of,
That's outside of
but
the main meetup.
but Florida be getting kind of warmish for
Yeah.
the meetup.
Yeah. That's true. Well, then, no. If I can
So
make it to the North
it's
American
bad
meetup,
here.
I'm going to do my best to make it there.
The
Huh?
Northeast, the
Yeah, the
Northeast.
Northeast. Yes, I want to do my
You know,
best to make it there.
the best,
Even if it's for a day and a half or so, I want to go up there.
the best part about the North, I think that meetup this year is the fact that we're not playing out of the state this year,
Yeah,
and we're not leaving the country. So
that's good. That's good.
everything is good this year. So we're here in the city all.
See, Eldon's going back. He remembers Ehang
Where?
when they used to make little toy drones, and now they're carrying people around in them. See what happens
Oh
when you
boy.
go enterprise, Eldon? We're in the wrong business. Meet up in Spain in September,
Look at
Gary
this.
says. My flights are booked. That's right. In September, they're having a meetup in Spain.
I
Terry and
really wish I could join,
Backpack. I
but
wish too.
September is very touchy for me
Yeah,
because
because of
of
football
football.
season. Yeah, I mean,
That
yeah,
meetup is right,
that would be. I've never been to Spain too. That would be real sweet.
dude. Dude, there's a lot of you've never been to.
I'd have to come back and
The
eat
steakhouses.
ramen. I'd have to come back and eat ramen for about a month, but it would be great to go to Spain.
You know
Let's
what?
see.
Maybe next year. I don't know. I say
Okay,
that all the time because I never know when is my last year of coaching.
take red shirt,
And
Gary, and go see the Bulls.
what?
Jim's Droney's telling Gary to take a red shirt with him and go visit the
Oh
Bulls.
yeah, Gary. Yeah, Gary. Go get the Google it, Gary. Get the Suge Knight suit.
The Suge Knight suit. Let's see. I'm gonna Google it now.
And go out there and go hang out with the bulls.
Suge Knight suit. Why did Amazon come up? Suge Knight suit. What the hell? Okay, maybe I spelt it wrong.
Remember Suge Knight with the when he had the all red suit.
Hold on.
Yeah, go check it out. Draymond, remember that?
This one, I got it. Hold on, I'll share. Hey, Gary, this is the suit that that Herman's talking about. The Suge Knight suit, right here. Here we go. There it is in red, Herman. That's it, right?
Yep, there you go, Gary. You can go out there, run with the bulls in the old red suit. You'll be good to go. They will never not see you.
The Bulls would never not see him either.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, Eldon said, is those guys having a meetup this year?
It should be right
September?
after the Rhode Island, but I gotta check my calendar. You know what? I gotta check the
right. The football schedule is what.
That's why I always plan it late because of the schedule. It comes out late.
I remember. Last year we had the schedule. I hope we can.
And I don't want to do anything in July.
Gary goes, that gets the Bulls' attention. Exactly, Gary. You're still nimble. We hear you talk about hopping fences in Canada all the time.
You know what I mean? Even though the bull can too, I mean.
Yeah, true. That is true. But if you hop the fence and then when the bull hops over, you hop back over to the other side, sometimes it confuses them.
Nah, Gary, what you do when you hop the fence? When you hop the fence, take an immediate right. They get confused.
Like I know anything about bullfighting or running from a bull. Can you imagine?
They can't turn that quick.
And yell Toro a lot, Gary. Jim Shawnee said. Oh no. What did I do here? Did I hit F5?
How would the bull know what that means?
He put a question mark. Bulls just turn left.
Well, you got to think about it. You jumping over the wall, right? If you jump over the wall, right? You jump over the wall and immediately cut to the right, that bull's going to jump over the wall and he can't immediately cut to the right with 4 feet.
True.
It just doesn't work.
The physics just doesn't work for the bull, right?
It just don't work.
So Herman says if you juke the bull, you just might snap an ankle.
Going down.
Jeff Norman says, Lawrence, you definitely know a lot about bull. Hey, it comes with the territory. Comes with the territory, Jeff. You didn't know? Hold on, cool it. Let me know. Had a blast. Met some great folks from pilots. Yeah, okay, we will. Definitely, Eldon. We'll let you know for sure. If we should be having the barbecue. We definitely should be having it this year. You gonna come this year, Jeff Norman? Or
you know what I was thinking?
Huh? What?
I was thinking of going over to John's and see about letting them take care of it.
Letting them what? Take care of the food?
Going over to John's Deli.
And having them cater the food for the barbecue?
I was thinking about it. See if it was feasible.
That's not a bad deal. That's not a bad deal. If you throw some vegan sandwiches and meals in there, yeah. Not for me. I mean, we thought, fortunately, we thought about it last barbecue. Barely.
Vegan sandwiches from Don. You know, I think they do actually do.
Jeff said he came
What
last
is
year.
this
I
now,
was
Jeff?
busy running around. I don't remember half of what I did that day after I went home and passed out.
Jeff was there. You took a picture with the man. Wow. You see
Hey,
that, Jeff?
hey, Jeff, if I don't write it down, I'm sorry. I'm
You see
sorry,
our
Jeff.
guys on it?
I still
You
love you,
took a
Jeff.
picture. You took a
That's right.
picture
He
with
was
the
there
guy.
with his wife. He was there with his new wife.
Yeah. Okay. Now
100%
you remember.
right. Yeah, see. I remember the wife saying
Wow.
she keeps him in check.
See that, Jeff? He didn't even remember you were there. That means you would have been able to sneak in and sneak out.
That's that. Well, I'm only losing
What
some of it, Jeff.
What'd
If,
you
if,
do, Jeff?
if it
You walked
involves
in
money,
backwards?
if it involves money, I don't forget it, and that's crucial.
Anyway,
I can think.
you
I
know,
can forget what color the car was that hit me, but I do know he dropped a 20.
when he drove by,
Who knows? Who knows? All
but
right, let's
you know,
go. We still got news.
I just wanted to tell you, Lawrence, Skyways, not Skyways like Skyways is a company.
Yeah, the company
They,
Skyway.
yeah, they landed a $37 million USAF contract to scale autonomous cargo drones. You see, all of our stories and all of our episodes of Wednesday Night with those guys correlate somehow, no matter what stream it is. So here we go. So, like I said, this is to scale autonomous cargo drones.
Yeah.
AFWorks, their funding is propelling mass production, believe it or not, of watch this, Lawrence, a long range heavy lift uncrewed aircraft. Now, this Austin-based company, or manufacturer, I should say, of these long range autonomous cargo drones,
These are really
which
long range.
all of the long range drones are really long range, which is Skyways.
Yeah.
They, like I said, they have secured this $37 million contract with the United States Air Force. Their
Kudos to them.
innovation unit, AFWorks, that will fund this project. Their funding will help Skyway move its V3 cargo drone to to its full rate production. So this is still in prototype. So they want to
Well,
move it to full production product,
I'm
like with
actually glad.
midnight,
Go ahead.
like when we talked about midnight moving from prototype to full scale production.
I gotta call you
That's
back.
what
I'm
this is.
on a live stream. Yeah.
That's what this
All right, at seven. All right.
this deal with AFWorks for $37
Well,
million will
I
do.
wanted to point out I had remembered us doing a story with Skyways, and I went and did some research. And their V2 drone, we actually did a couple of stories on the fact that it can carry 30 pounds and has a range of up to 500 miles. This V3 is bigger and
Mhm.
can carry 100 pounds and fly up to 1,000 miles. So what this
Mhm.
goes with the story we were doing earlier about a UTM, an advanced air mobility, and the
Mhm.
executive order focusing on advanced air mobility. This is what
Mhm.
they're talking about. Companies like this, they just got a contract with the Air Force. All right,
Mhm. You
they've
know
already
that.
shown, huh?
Sorry. That's
No,
why I want to see. That's why I want to see things like the Nuva
hmm
300 in action, because you're talking about a heavy lift drone that can get to the top of mountaintops with 3 skids of material.
Yeah,
So it's all military base. This is something that's only going to be sold to the military. I have no need for something like that.
true, true. That's true. But the military may want to get ammo and or medication to a place, so they would have a use for something like that. Now, the V2, it looks like your
Mhm.
standard V delivery eVTOL, but like I said, instead it carries 30
What is
pounds. Right
what is
now, I don't know any drone that can carry 30 pounds. Nonetheless, they do have some that can carry, like you said, skids of equipment.
Yeah,
And
like I said,
self-load and
the Nuva.
self-load and discharge. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, the Nuva 300 does that. It's all inside the belly of this thing. 3 skids slide right into it.
They're talking about counterfeiting money in the chat.
Counterfeiting money.
No, Jeff said he lent me $100 since I have a problem with my memory. He lent me $100 at the barbecue last year. He's still waiting for me to pay him back. I told him it was a fake. When he gives me a real 100, I'll give him a real 100 back. So Jim Stroning says
Oh,
he can print them.
you guys need help. There was a
Except,
thing where this
huh?
guy had, where these guys, right, took one $10 bill and paid back 20.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, one guy had a $10 bill, and the other guy was like, "Yo, you have that $20 you owe me?" And he's like, "No, I don't have the $20 you owe me, but I got the 10." So he gave
Right.
him the 10. The other guy was like, "Yo, you don't have the 20 you owe me?" Like, "No, I don't have the 10. But I got the 10. I got 10. I give you 10." So the guy
Right.
was like, "Yo, I got." He goes, "Oh, what about the 20 you owe me?" He goes, "I don't have 20. I got." He goes, "I got 10." So he gave him the 10. He goes and he turns to the other guy. He goes, "Listen, I got that other 10 I owe you." So he gave him the 10.
Oh shit. That's funny.
So the other guy goes, "Listen, I got that other 10 that I owe you," and he gave him the 10. So that guy goes to the other guy, the original guy. He goes, "Listen, my man, I got the 10 that I owe you." And he gave him back the $10 bill. The guy walks off.
Did you see what Jody put? Herman should sell one of them P4s before they lose any more value.
Oh,
He
he's
tried Jedi mind tricks on you, Herman. Herman will sell his drone. You will sell your drone, Herman. Jody keep trying. He's just hoping one night Herman will go, yeah,
these are
Jody, you
not
know what? It's time. It's definitely
these are
time.
not these are not the drones you're looking for.
These are not the drones you're looking for. He reversed
Yeah,
Jedi
these are
mind
not the
tricked you,
drones you're
Jody.
looking
That's funny.
I love those guys.
Hey, I
for. Oh
just
yeah.
want that. Huh?
What was that? You love those guys?
Yeah, yeah. Someone said I love those guys.
That's funny.
I mean,
Really?
well, I'm just saying that the people in the chat was saying earlier how they appreciate us and things like that, and
Mm-hmm. What is this now, Jeff saying here? What's going on, Jeff?
oh, it's an internet problem. It's just internet in the entire area.
What happened to him?
He was saying about the camera. Sometimes your camera goes in and
You
comes
know,
out.
it's funny. And if you look at it
The
if you
studio,
look at it in the studio, it's fine. But
yeah,
when you look at it on YouTube, it looks like crap.
I don't know what that's all about,
And I
honestly.
thought it was the camera, but I don't know. Hmm. That's why when Jeff was saying all of the stuff that he was saying about internet, I'm like, Jeff doesn't understand how internet works.
Yeah, John was. Oh, Jody was saying to
You all find how to get
try
this in
changing the
control.
Wi-Fi channel from the router.
Yeah, that sounds good. I've tried everything. The problem is It's that crap that Verizon puts out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good in
Exactly.
this. It's not good in this location.
Right. Right. Exactly. That's worded actually even better.
It's
Well,
not
it's
so
almost
much the
that time,
area,
man.
it's the actual location. Oh yeah, it is.
It's almost that
Who's on
time.
tonight?
Next week we will try and have an FPV corner. I don't know who I will have on next week. We shall see. Uh, I apologize for us not having one this week. We will make up for it. Anything you want to say to these folks out there other than
I,
thank you for continuing to
well,
come by and support us?
who's on tonight? Anybody on tonight?
Bill Coast to Coast, Jake Sloan.
Yeah, Bill. Yeah, Jake. Yeah, Bill and Jake Sloan. I know
Jake
they're on.
Sloan, you know.
I'm not sure who else is on,
And
but
I'm so used to Herman. I'm so used to people making me out to be the bad guy. I'm glad to finally hear that someone does appreciate us.
I'm one of your biggest fans.
So I'm
I'm one of
just
your
saying,
biggest fans.
yeah. So we do have at least have one fan
I'm one of your biggest
out there.
fans.
If anything you want to say before we get out of here,
I'm one of
man.
your biggest fans.
what happened? What'd you say?
Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
I'm one of your biggest fans.
No,
We know
um,
you are, huh?
no. I just want to say that I appreciate everybody that comes in and hangs out with us, and
We do,
talk,
we do.
share, bond a little bit, sing a
Yep.
little bit of kumbaya with, and have good jokes with. But no, what is it now, Gary?
Like he's saying, one more
We
like
said
and we
one
could have
more
hit
life.
30. One more like we could have hit
Oh,
30, but okay, we tried.
okay,
Thanks for having me in the
all right.
chat. Night, folks. Fly your drones. Yes, yes, we
What
do
happened?
appreciate you all for being here. Thanks, Eldon,
Yeah,
Angie,
really, we appreciate
Gary,
everyone that comes
Jeff
in the chat.
Norman, Brian, Waypoint, Jody, Jim's droning. Let's see, Warren Akawasho. We appreciate Angie. I did say I hope. We
Yeah.
appreciate all of you guys. Eldon, take off, lift and land. You know, Jim's droning. All of you guys that hang out ritualistically with us.
Oh, every week.
Yes, yes, we
Thank
appreciate
you
you.
guys.
Dinner time now.
Thank you guys for
Thank
coming
you,
and hanging out
Gary.
with us. Thank you guys. We thank you all.
eVTOL
Because if you
stock's
guys
going up.
because if you guys didn't come and hang out with us, there'd be no reason for us to be here.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's up to you
And you
guys.
lurkers, we appreciate you guys too.
Yeah, we know. That's all right. Anyway, Lawrence. And with that being said, and I guess, and we'll see you next time with those guys. Good
Good
night,
night.
everyone.
Good night.
Good
I'm one of your
night.
biggest fans.
We